everybody, and welcome to Lexfield, live from reasonably close to Oak Hill Works. How you're doing? I hope you are well and the acoustics aren't too terrible for you. We are... Oh god, the screen's terrible, isn't it? Light flicker from the strip lighting. Damn it. Glad I'm not wearing headphones for once. It is a bit loud, isn't it? Let me that's redlining on here. This isn't my usual microphone. I'm just trying to get rid of the flicker on the refresh rate. There we go. So, how are we all? And is the microphone a bit better now? I've turned it down a little bit. I say not my usual microphone. I don't have the cables to bring that out here. Because weirdly, we are not in Oak Hill Works. Oak Hill Works is through that door over there. This is the kitchen, and this is my handheld camera, showing you the joys that are Hailsham. It's quite a big layout. I have said before, the reason it doesn't ever come out is it takes up the whole kitchen. It really does. But yes, Linny, you do see a point, Rodin Root. I'm pretty sure you put it there. Yeah, the sound's not great because I've not got my usual microphone and I've got terrible acoustics in this room. So, yeah, that is the reason for that. It won't be wonderful, but it should at least, you know, when I was testing it earlier, it was listener. Yeah. No, you could understand it. There we go. I'll just go with that. And so, yeah, this layout has been in storage for 3 years now. And that. There we go. Sounds not too bad, just a bit quiet. But the video and audio just cut out for me. Yeah, that was the camera. That was the camera's fault. I hopefully fixed it. And you have audio again. But yeah, so this is showing some signs of 3 years in storage with what was temporarily poured PVA to hold tracks in place, so I knew it was going to be a while. Annoyingly, it gets worse. Trying not to pull on the camera too hard, but yeah, there is rail loose all over the place. How? Because whilst it's been in storage, the place it's been stored in 4 different locations over those 3 years, as I've been redoing the house. However, we have a solution. And that is these. These are copper-clad sleepers, pre-tinned. So the end few sleepers come out, they go in their place. Now they're supposed to be just held down the track pins and then you know, they hold the rail nicely because of being soldered. So someone forgot to get track pins, so that's not happening. We'll araldite them instead. Which I think is the right way of doing it personally, more strength. And then I can pin them at a later date. So they will sit under the track there, soldered on. I had to put a new plug on the soldering iron to be able to get it out of the recording studio. So I hope you appreciate the things I do for your entertainment. Because, you know, if I'd have realised that any other day, I would have just left it for now until I had the shop soldering iron to use. But this layout did, before going into storage, get into a state of running. And you can see it has plenty of cables going on underneath. This is those only 2 wires you hear about with DCC. Yeah, it's only 2 wires. Can confirm I have seen it run. Aha, I see you're preparing the stomping ground for my locos. Good evening, Jamie. How are you? We are indeed. We're trying to get it back into a state that it runs. Some places that will be harder than others. For example, here, where I've got to remove the sleepers under the points. I can't get all 4 there. That's not going to happen. Because then I'd be interfering with the mechanism. What I could do is remove the mechanisms and replace all the point motors with PM4 upspring built in. I'm not gonna though, quite simply. We have also, as Lenny has pointed out, there are point rodding runs, and I want point rodding. Once upon a time, I used the ratio kits for point rodding. They sit there, they look like point rodding, they do their job. However, they are a tiny bit over scale. So I've been making some replacements. As you can see, this is 3 rods wide. That is 3 rods wide in scale. It's about half the width. In fact, this one that's basically the same width is 5 wide. So yeah, we are having smaller, more accurate point rodding. Designed by me the other day. 3D printed to drawings from Saxby and Farmer, who supplied the signalling equipment for the Brighton. So will be accurate. Are you enjoying having a layout? Yes, Jamie. Yes, I am. It is a right pain in the backside when I want to do anything, like getting a drink or making food. But it's brilliant having it out. And good evening, Lewis. I am very well. How are you? And good evening, Johnny. How are you? I hope you are both well. Here's some we made earlier. No, here's some I made earlier. They were printed by a wonderful model shop in Eastbourne called Train Times. I highly recommend their service, obviously. And hydration is important, everyone. It's weird having that side of the mug-based camera, isn't it? So, the first thing we need to do with this layout is get the track sorted. As I say, I've got these. We can solve the rails down to. I've also got there we go, some fragments of flexi to replace the really broken bits. I've seen better days. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's nothing too serious. Devil's in the detail. Yes. Yes, indeed. And I want this to be, I would say, as accurate as possible, but I'm using Pico Code 75 Black Bottom because that's what was available at the time. And good evening, Gary. How are you? I hope you are well. You join us at Hailsham, slightly down the road from your layout. See, I know. But yeah, so what we need to start with, these obviously need to be separated. I was going to do that with a Dremel in advance, but someone's got my cutting discs. So we shall be cutting them by hand. With the good old trusty razor saw. Yay! I'm so happy. Good, thanks for tuning and watching live stream in bed with my diecast 848 pattern tank next to me. That's an odd thing to have next to you in bed, it's not gonna lie. That's yeah. That's a new one for me. You'll be glad to know it's not like we have a huge pile of these to cut or anything. Might have to switch to my phone and headphones. The weather's perfect to work on my 009 layout. Lucky you. It's been raining here all day. I mean, I appreciate the rain here because it's got rid of the ice that was everywhere to dangerous levels. So it's all good. So I remember reading about Hailsham, certainly made me think about modelling pre-grouping. Dike was supposed to be set 36, but its replacement will be 1910s, I think. Excellent. I do remember the Dike layout. It was great. Got a 50 cal on the turret, had it, Louise? Is that why you let it in bed with you? Summer in New Zealand, love a Christmas barbecue. Yeah, rubbing it in. It's not warm enough to rain here. It is currently 8 degrees here, apparently, which is nice. I, meanwhile, should get on with this. Yes, indeed. Good to know, Lois. What was it again? You let your M48 pattern tank into bed with you because it's got a 50 cal on its turret. Good to know. Good to know. Is that track steel rail? No, it is nickel silver. And this bit I'm cutting is pre-tinned copper clad. It's a French product. So consolation prize after losing the World Cup, you get to appear on Let's Build France. So what I am going to do first is this one here that I like knowing my camera angles. Tonight does not help that. Look, it's me. I'm technically on camera. I am a Batman shirt. So first things first, these need their pins removing. Ideally, you don't want the pin to fly off into the nether. I knew I was probably going to be on camera. I had to wear the Batman shirt. That's fallen down there. If I bend down to get that, you're going to see my face. So prepare yourselves for that, everyone. I want something to get under there with. Because that's not coming up voluntarily. I mean, it doesn't matter if I knacker these sleepers. They will be coming off and being replaced by this. So it's fine. Make sure. No, otherwise you may find a bit later in your foot. Exactly. But there you go, 158 episodes in, my face appears properly on screen. Aren't you all privileged? Had to get famous first, you see. Doesn't want to go, does it? Love copper clad joints in case I expand my 009 and to improve my 008. See, this is it. These are great. These are. I don't know what they cost now. I bought them at pre-Brexit exchange rates. But they were very, very reasonably priced. There we go. That's sort of what we wanted. Only sort of, because we've pulled out way more sleeper chairs than we wanted to. So all of these ones want to come out. The let's cover everything temporarily with PVA to try and keep it safe during its extended stay in storage comes off. You'll notice I'm cutting away from myself because that's the correct way to use a knife. It's an no-kill mortar first, it was. Apply heat, that one stick it. You're not wrong, it would. Too late now. On the right percussion and off the ground on the side. Face move the voice. Indeed, Kevin, face for radio. A face for employing you. Remember where your wages come from. Of course, the problem with absolutely caking everything in PVA to try and give it some protection is when it comes time to do the permanent stuff, it's absolutely caked in PVA. And that's not really what you want for this operation. I do think I'm going to have to completely unthread these and thread them back on though. Which is a pain because this is one bit of rail and it's got wires on it, so I can't really do that. So we're going to ruin all these chairs. And then we're going to ruin all the chairs on the other side. And there we go. You'd never know they'd come out. Perfect. Working shops on my house. And I gave my boss a fair level cheap last week and boom, extra week paid holiday. You sure it's paid? Boiling water will soften PVA. It will, but the kettle's all the way over there. How am I supposed to get to that? Someone put a layout in the way. That pin was still there in the way. But you see now, this goes in, gets stuck and soldered. And then that track doesn't move again. At least that's the theory. We are, of course, going to polish this. It's been sitting around for a while. As I mentioned, pre-Brexit exchange rates Unfortunately, it hasn't been sat around here, otherwise it would have got done years ago. And yes, you heard my phone, it's making noise on purpose. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have two things done on this live stream. The first is to have the layout usable again. The second is to get this point rodding started going down. I don't have everything yet, so it can't be finished. Paid, I had to fill in and sign the paperwork. Did you read the paperwork properly first? Because, you know. How's your week? Good evening, Red. How are you? Hailsham does indeed live. So now we want some Araldite. I wonder if one of these pins is small enough for this. They are the right pins for this. So I can stick some pins back in, as well as the Araldite. Then we can solder the rails down. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm Gary. If you can't tell from my turning round constantly, you're behind me at the moment. That's why my responses to chat are so terrible. You don't smell healthy, soldering iron. Are you upset about being out here? Nothing to get upset about, I assure you. You'll love it. As I say, we're just going to Araldite it down. I've put my hand in the Araldite, so that'll be nice. Fingers covered in it. So we'll get that down, we'll get a couple of pins in it. We'll get some flux on it. Really, I should be using a track gauge to make sure these are staying far enough apart. But this is the dead end siding, nothing's going down there anyway, it's fine. Plus, it's solder, it's really easy to undo if I do it wrong. So yes, I really ought to get back to working on my branch line layout. Do it! Yes, it's the correct paperwork, I'm just lucky my boss has a sense of humour. Fair enough. Sophia doesn't have that same luck, unfortunately. You've heard my jokes. Don't stick yourself to the baseboard. I did that once. I had to call for my grandmother to bring me the nail polish remover to unstick myself. Brilliant. I'm not sure who I'd call because there's no one else in the house, which is why I get to take over the kitchen. Oh, well, no, I missed saying like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz earlier, didn't I? So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. That did not stick in the slightest. That, on the other hand, did. It also sent some fumes straight into my eye. So, you know, if we could have less eye fumes and more sticking, that worked. That worked really, really well. I'm really happy with that. That's never going to shift again now. It's absolutely brilliant. Never fun when you accidentally hit glue to something pretty solid. True. Thankfully, this is actually quite lightweight. If it wasn't for the fact that A, the camera's on it, and B, it's really loud, and C, everything else is on it, I'd pick it up and show you. But it's really light and also really solid. I can pick it up from one end and lift the whole, tilt the whole thing upwards. I'm going to scrape along the bottom of the rail. See if we can do something to improve the adhesion of the solder to it. That's that one stuck. That apparently did the trick. Because that is genuinely stuck now. Look at me being a genius. Solder and flux fumes are good for your eyes. Oh, that's okay then. Glad to hear that. Speaking of glue, just remember the funny thing that happened to the apprentice. Do tell. Flux. Can't have too much flux. You're not wrong. But what you also can't have too much of is cleanliness. And let's clean the tip of the brush. Brush. Iron. I know what things are. See, the good thing here is I can see the solder when it starts to run out the other side. So I know when it's gripping it properly. So I think I have that same Tim Burton Batman t-shirt. Red has the Batman t-shirt, which as we all know is a kill match. And if you want Oak merch, then you should definitely check out my merch store, exclamation mark merch in the chat. Just saying. It's there, use it. So that is one joint fixed. Those rails aren't going to move now. Of course, the best wearer of the Batman shirt will always be the little kid at the shop in the summer. We were stood out front of the shop, enjoying the sun, and some kiddie walked past exactly the same Batman shirt. 4 or 5, I'd assume. And Sophia looks at him, looks at me, says, "Well, this is awkward. You come dressed with the same thing." The kid looks at me and she goes, "I'm the real Batman." Walks off. And that and therefore became the coolest wearer of the Batman t-shirt. Basically, the apprentice glued his pants on 60-kilo wall frame. Did not notice. Anyone got model rail items on their Christmas list? I've got a bunch of tram fabric cordless conversion kits on mine for my neglected 009 logos. I actually do not. All I want for Christmas is Batman to deliver to the shop. Two seconds with a Dremel disc, Sophia, just saying. And with the kids not here, I could get away with using it. Hydration is important, everyone. I actually don't need that. I've got mostly stop motion and stuff. I need to try and finish my existing project stuff. Get on with it then. Like, it has to have 4 back of the SR 4 and 6 wheel coaches, and I'm somewhat tempted. Do it. Do it. They are really nice, the Hattons coaches, not going to lie. My partner, I had some 6 wheel coaches bought for me for Christmas. What? Didn't come from the right shop though, did they? Just saying. I realise they can't have done, but that's not the point. My partner has got Santa to bring me a Daypole Terrier for the big day. Hey, terriers. I approve. Again, you didn't remind me. Well, you didn't remind me to remind you, so no solvent could melt the glue, so we scared him by cutting his bands with a knife. The boss was too busy holding his ribs laughing. I think I would have been too, just saying. But I now want to get enough of these that I can do the rest of this board. Just this side to start with. But now that we've done one, it'd be good if we could do the rest in batches. Making 6-wheel coaches better than buying 6-wheel coaches. You're not wrong. My coaches did come via the Oak Hill Discord. I mean, Quite annoyed actually, my late pasta pattern coaches disappeared off my doorstep. That was a bit rude of it. It was in fact very rude of it. It would also be easier if I had a slightly sharper saw blade. This one looks alright, but I think it... Don't you know, it feels okay as well. All the more reason to install door camera, that is if you can trust them. I mean, not a terrible idea. Remember, kids, soldering irons are hot when they are turned on. That is my new advice for the day. I work, but I rent. I can't modify the door. What about a wireless one? Stuck on with some double-sided tape, obviously. Do you have to rev your car engine so loud? Can't you see I'm live streaming? The window's right there. You can see me. Stupid neighbours. Landlord for one. No, probably that landlord having spent money. Yeah, slarding property owner. Stop showing off red. And remember, the bot says hydration is important. So we all know how much landlords like spending money, don't we? Oh, yeah. My landlord, mate, I put nearly a month just to borrow a dehumidifier after the flat upstairs leaked water into my hallway and through the ceiling. Sounds wonderful. Landlords are a strange breed. Mine won't let me into the attic of the house, despite it having a locked ladder. It's padlocked shut and we don't have the key. Assume that my landlord has stored stuff in the attic. I would assume so too. But if I would assume there's potentially a water tank up there. If that has a leak, that's not a good thing to have a padlock on. Complained to people about various things in the flat, but still has never been repaired, so I doubt I get a door camera. Petrol head next door to me, or worse, revving engines at 2 AM. Oh, fun. Best bit about the water streaming through my ceiling was where It was literally dripping off the bottom of the circuit breaker too. Oh yeah, yeah, that's what you want. Sounds perfect. All the best circuit breakers are covered in water, you know. Couldn't even turn off the power because the circuit breakers were soaked. That's wow. Just wow. Or, as an estate agent would put it, this flat has a free water feature installed. That was a nice noise, wasn't it? Carl, that was absolutely wonderful. I'm glad we got that. Just need one more and then we'll have enough to finish this board. Long stick and rubber gloves. Yep. So I wore my rubber soled shoes around the house. Yeah, I would have done too. But landlords have to keep their properties in good repair, and that is the law. Yeah, if only. Has to be window walls tight doesn't mean they can't be gaps in between the floorboards or wallpaper hanging off the walls. Technically doesn't have to be fit for human habitation. So, you know, there's that. And good evening, Thomas. I am very well. How are you? And I'll have you know, I'm the only one that gets to shout intros around here. Someone who works for a landlord, I can confirm that, Kevin. I forgot I had caps lock on. Terrible thing to do, terrible. Being good prepared should mean everything. It should, you're right. As of 20th March 2019, Fitness for Human Habitation Act is in force for tenancies in England, but I live in Scotland. That's what you get for living in Scotland. I know it's a double A scale deal in the stream, but can I get everyone's opinion on the Backman pamphlets? I bet they're wonderful things if they ever arrive at my shop. A bit of a sore point, Backman deliveries at the moment. They look good though. There we go. We have enough to do this one board drawing on one side. Then all right, Henry finally sold. That's my cap look on. Was printing the label off. Not sure why you need cap look on for that, but sure. Heard nothing but praise. Don't know myself. Still waiting for the green cap on. I pre-ordered back in November 19. Also, what's the issue with Backman? Delivery's not coming through to the shop. It's been ages. Still waiting. Not happy. So now, through the rest of these, we get to see how good this layout is. But first I have to get over this side. Because you see, I want to get to those on the ends, obviously. But the layout was built, pops off and pops down. It's got these nice triangles which lock into the ends of the boards. Auto aligning. Absolutely genius. Evidently not my idea. These boards were made professionally for me. Kind of thinking myself, one day I'll buy a pair of Huntsville and come out with a steady version. Whole thing's to do with the font looking better in capitals and it being my favourite font, even though I try to steer clear of it and always end up using it again. Are you telling me you love Comic Sans, Thomas? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you love Comic Sans. Can't even read the screen from here. The cheek, I have more taste than Comic Sans. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you love Comic Sans. So, first things first. It is this one. Oh, I know it was this one. What I didn't know was what one was on the screen. Good start already, as we can see. Canberra is the one I can't escape, but I guess I need a TTC or Doctor Who fonts, so that's a good thing, I guess. You're still wrong. The correct font, as everyone knows, Gill Sans Monotype. Everybody knows. Right, that should be. It is, that is enough. Wasn't that easy? Now we want to do that all the way along, get that bit done first, then get them all stuck down in one go. See? I have plans. And that was the message I had to keep my phone on for. there is some drama going down. But unfortunately, I have to be aware of. Genuinely went through a phase of using up and all fonts at one point. Still wrong. What I'm not hearing from you is Gil Sans. Which, as I already said, is the only correct font. Drama, indeed drama. And it's an unavoidable, I have to be there for it, drama. I want to get as many sleepers on here as possible. It is only going to be 2 anyway. So I'll do it this way round. I think that's what I'm using for the branding now anyway, memory serve. I have to for the style of the board thingy I love. Fair enough. Just about how to could climb up base earlier, didn't realise how much of an expansive station it was space-wise. Indeed. And I must say, very good choice of reading material. But yeah, absolutely huge station. This one. Yeah. And it's just look at how much there is to do on it. If you read the sections on Hailsham in the book, everything it had going on, I'd like to think it's obvious why I want to model this particular station. Yeah, all right, I won't put it on there so much. And that was a lie. It's a pain, this point being so close to the edge, but there we are. Why don't you slide the blade onto the sleeper? Fine, do not worry. That was totally what I wanted to happen. Good example of how light it is, though. I can just pick the whole thing up like that. It's a bit unwieldy, this 5 foot long, this section I've taken off. But that was what I wanted to happen, obviously. Do I turn one of the 6 foot coaches into a saloon means removing the Hornby glazing attached to the roof? You only have to remove it for that. Do it. Yes, do it. We'll make another one. Both are good. So I've got to go for it. It was tempted by airage in the past, but I don't think I have enough space and I prefer a Myers style station building. That's completely fair, and of course you can get a Myers style station building from Batman. I have one. And it is a very nice model. But yeah, so the problem with just putting a blade under the sleepers is that the sleepers are, these was the sleeper webbing attaching them to this one that I was cutting. But yeah, I've been tempted by a few on the cuckoo line in the past, but I think Hailsham is the most interesting of the bunch. We get through services, we get good services, we get market day specials, we get the shuttle service down to Polegate and Eastbourne coming in and reversing back out. All in all, it's a very, very nice setup with lots of things going on. Fun fact for the evening, supervisor himself would be a good artificial sweetener because the scientists misheard test this chemical as a tasteless chemical. I knew that. Looking at it, Hailsham and Average are the only 2 non-Myers style buildings on that line. I believe you are correct, yes. Hailsham, of course, has it because Hailsham was originally built before the Myers style buildings were a thing. And it was a terminus. Looking at it, oh, I have read that one. Oh, I do believe there is pictures of it as a terminus in here. Watch out, copyright gods. So that is the site of Hailsham. We won't be singing on this layout. Quite. So, the station building is the same building we'll be using, but with no clock tower on the top because that was taken off. And there will not be an engine shed here because they went away. And yes, that is the other side. That is Hailsham in its early days. I've got a really good shot version of this picture, and you can identify that loco. So it is getting modelled like that. And it changed quite a bit over time when it became a through station. But this is what we will be seeing. We've got the goods shed, waiting room, which are all this side of the layout. They're actually further up on the board that way. A station building, which is just on the other board. It's literally here. The granary was the hardest one to plan out, but I found some good photos of it now. And so the large goods yard. Very good book, the Elliot book. Gives us all sorts of details. There's a little bit of plastic still in there. This is why we test fit everyone, so we can make sure that we're not going to mix up all the glue and then not be able to use it. Great book, great for scale drawings as well as finding the history interesting. I used to volunteer for a short period of time at Star Valley, so I wanted to learn more. Makes sense. I got it specifically for this layout. And it was great. I bought it on eBay as a buy it now for stupidly cheap money, really late one night, like 2 in the morning or something. And the seller phoned me the next morning. Says, I'm driving past your house in a couple of hours. Do you want me to drop that book off? Quickest I've ever had a delivery from eBay. There we go, that fits nicely now. See, we're getting somewhere. He says, hopefully. I got the book, used the track plans from it to work out what I was doing with the layout. Worked out exactly how big I wanted it all to be, exactly how the baseboards needed to be. And whilst in the planning for that, I was involved in a car accident, which got me lots of compensation. And I spent that compensation having some professionally built baseboards done. They were not cheap, but they were worth it. And I do have some very big plans for this layout when it's done, when it hits the exhibition circuit. Because I also have all the appropriate timetables. In fact, the reason the layout is set in 1912, the reason for that is because the timetables were available. So I can make sure I run the services to the correct timetable. I also have, to go with that, the shed allocations for Eastbourne, which is the end of the line that way, and Tunbridge Wells, which is the end of the line that way. Tunbridge Wells West, in fact, isn't it? So we will have the correct services and the correct locos pulling them. You can also reflect this and get Polar Expressing. Good evening, Alexander. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope you have had fun Polar Expressing. Everyone in the audience flinches as I slip with the knife and pointed towards me. It's fine, I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. And how I should be doing it instead. And there is a link to Patreon. The bot wants you to do that. I don't really mind. I think it's a silly way of spending money at the moment. However, hydration is important, so we best refill that. Look, it's genuinely generic fizzy orange liquid that I drink. It's not even brand name stuff that I call that. Now you all know the secret. Look at that, it is 10:15 already. We are getting through this, aren't we? Not through the work, but through the stream. You've got to love Tesco off-brand orange. I do indeed love Tesco off-brand orange. It's great. Not sure if I'm allowed to say that in relation to food, or food products as a drink would be considered. Tesco own brand orange is awesome. See? My generic orange liquid fizzy, generic sugar-free orange fizzy liquid is great and everyone knows it. Tell you what, for something that's done such a terrible job of holding everything in place, this glue does not want to shift. And that just seems a bit wrong to me. I think you need to mention our famous visit to the shop during the week and their choice of loco purchase. I mean, maybe. It's a grey area on one hand. If you're trying to sell it to us on behalf of Tesco, then you need to pay promotion fee. But saying you like a product without the knowledge should be okay. It's not like you were trying to sell a product, it just happened to be shown. Since you like it, you're not told us to run out Tesco buy crates of it. No, I know how the rules around it work. At no point have I ever really thought it's a secret. It's just, you know, when we started the live stream, I was drinking brand name stuff. Not this live stream, you know, 158 episodes ago. But Sophia wants me to brag about our famous visitor that I sold a loco to the other day. Because, you know, Train Times Model Shop, approved by Mark Williams, and that Bachmann C-Class that he bought. Not gonna lie, it was quite cool having Mark Williams in the shop. This is one of those small pins again. That's what it is. The ones that won't come out are smaller. And they're just harder to get a grip on as a result. Mark Williams, who are they when they're at home? I believe they're Mark Williams when they're at home. But, like, when they're at work, sometimes they're Ron Weasley's dad. Sometimes they're telling us what they're doing that day. Or what they're mostly doing, anyway. And good evening, Richard. How are you? I hope you are well. Mark Williams as in Brian from Doctor Who. Hang on a second. Yep, that Mark Williams. Thomas, I had someone in the shop who was in Doctor Who, and you don't know who they are. You should be ashamed. You need to hand back all your TARDIS-related merchandise. Right. Good, thank you. What is your plan for the layout? Eventually, to finish it and exhibit it. Tonight, we are trying to get it back to working condition, mainly. We are replacing the sleepers at the ends of the tracks with these copper-clad ones, which will have the rails soldered to them and so give us better connection than the plastic chairs, meaning the rails won't come loose anymore as they have done in storage. I know them by roles, but not by name. Disgraceful. Mark Williams, Arthur Weasley. Indeed, this week I are mostly buying Batman C-Class. Exactly. Mark Williams is a good documentary series on Steam Engine. It was very, very good. It was. I have seen that. Also, he's in Red Dwarf. He was. See, all these things he's been in. And do you know what else he's been in? My shop. And I know which one I think is the best of all those things. It's my shop, by the way, if you're wondering. God, got me the piece. So yeah, so did I, and I only looked it up yesterday. During the name documentary, would love to give it a look see. Mark Williams, something or other, I believe. What did he buy? He bought a Batman C-Class because he's a man of taste. No, my shop. Should have really known that. Red Dwarf's probably my favourite show ever. Well, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. Well, you and Thomas, anyway. Was it the BR1 in the shop you had online? That is the one. And at least one person on Discord knows the person it used to belong to. And I can't remember who it was because I think it would be really cool to let them know that their loco now belongs to Mark Williams. I know him as well, so I'll pass it on. Awesome. Yeah, Mark Williams bought his loco. And I'll tell you what, if I'd put that much work into a loco and then Mark Williams came and bought it, I'd be really happy. definitely bragging rights to be had there. There we go, I got it out. So it's nearly 10:30, everyone. So before Sophia has the chance to tell me it's time to ask the question, what's everyone up to this evening whilst they watch? Bet a lot of you are reading about Mark Williams now, aren't you? I wasn't gonna. You say that. Bet you were gonna. That's not quite how I wanted to cut you, but sure. It works, I suppose. Yeah, that's where I wanted that to go, definitely. Planning in my head, laying on a breakfast in bed tray, but also looking at online stock at such a model shop. What, you want to get in there before Mark Williams comes back and has the lot, do you? Yes, but hydration is important. Tell me off for stealing your lines. Well, I can stop stealing my lines. I don't have to tell me off for stealing my lines. Working on a secret project. Ooh, secrets. No, just curious, although a lot seems to be sold out. Oh, is it doing that again? I had it nicely set up that it was getting rid of all the stuff that was sold out and not displaying it. That's really annoying. Sent my friend a message that feeling down, hopefully it's pick me up when they need. What t-shirt is wearing? What t-shirt? The only t-shirt. Secret does contain SECR. It does, you're not wrong. But that contains a lot of it inside. But if it was another SECR project, I wouldn't be mad. So I knew my t-shirt was getting featured on camera tonight, so I had to wear the Batman t-shirt. No, 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 no. Oak Hill. Not sure I need that in the draining board, if I'm honest. Now I've forgotten what one I was doing it to. But, so this is the last one that needs its sleepers removed. Once this is done, we can start working on putting them back in, have this end of this board done. The appropriately named, but interestingly positioned in the layout for such a number, board number 1, which falls in the middle of the layout. But it has special magical properties that make it board number 1. I've heard of people putting a pin in things, but to literally put a pin in the washing area takes some skill. I know, good, right? Not shameless name dropping. All the shameless name dropping. Are you running a little bit behind on the live stream, Kevin? I hope you're not having lots of lag that's causing you to be behind. Shill. I'm always a shill. That's literally my job. It says so on Facebook. And there we are, sleepers out. I've only cut enough to do. Where did that go? There it is. You didn't get my face when I crawled on the floor that time, aren't you lucky? Pretty sure luck is the right word for that. See, it's an obvious joke with the word shill, I see, but it's that bad that I'm not even going to make it. I'll leave that to someone else. I'll go on. You know you want to. And I won't stop you. So, next job is to get all of these, firstly on camera, which they are, brilliant. but more importantly, stuck down. Clean them up, stick them down, all in one hit. That way we don't waste araldite. At least that's the theory. Araldite part A and araldite number 2. Jerry asked for his face, then we'll take the hit goes Hailsham model railway. I mean, you're not wrong. I forgot the cleaning up stage, didn't I? Oh well, never mind. I'll just have to do it after, with the rails in the way. Because araldite's too precious to waste, isn't it, Sophia? What, not blue shilling? Ah, all the groans. No, 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 chill, man. Just had a quick nap. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it, Lois. Are you napping with your tank? You haven't missed much, honestly. Very precious. Don't forget you need to finish fixing the well on the blue loco in the shop. Well, if someone hadn't stolen the araldite, I'd be able to. I hope the Streamlabs noise cancellation is doing something about that rain hitting my window. Because I'll be honest, it's a bit annoying stood here listening to it. But at least it's getting rid of the ice. Although there was still quite a bit of that when I popped out earlier. And we'd had 8 hours of rain on it at that point. Statistically, erudite is punishable by bad puns. Can you at least spell erudite right? Rain's hitting my window too. It's just snow melting. No, we've got actually quite a lot of rain. What rain? Can't hear it over the sound of the rain on my conservatory roof. Brilliant. Although I quite like sitting in a conservatory when it's raining. It's different to the pounding on a window. Yes, I know how strange I am. Why do you ask? There we are. All erudited. Now a couple of pins. Just to make sure they're well and truly held properly. So these sleepers are great. They're all pre-done, exactly the same profile as Pico's regular stuff. That will obviously need changing now for ball head layouts, which is what any of my future ones will be. Pre-tinned, pre-isolated, pre-drilled for pins. And I think I paid about £1 each. I had hiccups last night and I felt a bit tired today. Fair enough. Never seen it spelled out, only ever heard the name. Now, you say you've never seen it spelled out, but I've held these on camera plenty of times. Need to pay more attention to the live stream, clearly. Tisk tisk, as someone would say. There goes another one on the floor. But I found it. and slow. We are almost there with the pins. That one's getting cut down, so we won't put it in there. That's right, more cutting. Too busy enjoying the banter sometimes, plus it probably happens, look away when the name is on screen and gets obscured when I look back. No, my luck anyway. Well, so I say you just have to pay more attention. Less looking away, more watching. If you devoted your full attention to the live streams and watched them back a couple of times, we wouldn't have these issues. And then you would pass your spelling test and everyone would be very proud of you. So your homework is to watch back all of my previous live streams and not look away once. This is 158, so there's about 471 hours for you to watch, roughly. You can skip the pre-stream chat. Did you build that Ratio Johnson logo after you showed it to me on one of your tutorials? Not yet. It will be getting built and it will be being done during a live stream. It's part of a project that is currently on hold for reasons slightly outside of my control. Yes, I realise that sounds a bit weird, but that's slightly outside my control. And unfortunately, it was delayed because, or when these issues were created. Can't help it if my mother shouts me and distracts me briefly because she wants to talk to me. That's terrible. You should book in this time as undistractable time. 171 hours, I'd have to do an hour every other day. Oh no! I want you to have it done, watched it all through for next week. When you've refurbished Hailsham, will you do a reopening live stream running section? I mean, we can do. I've got a lot more stock than the last time it had a running session as well. See if I can get all the cameras going for that. Because I do have multiple cameras. Right then, that is that part of the jobbed. I mean, I'm hoping to have it all working and lovely by the end of this week. Because in theory, it has to go away again at the end of this week. Which is less than ideal. So yeah, I do want to make quite a bit of progress on it whilst it's out. Running standard, point rodding down, potentially paint the track and the point rodding. And if I'm doing really well, ballast. That would be the ultimate goals for this week of it being out. Will I manage it? Who knows? But I'll at least have fun finding out, eh? Well, that's no good. I suppose that's what I get for using a bit of white metal to do this. It's not exactly the strongest material in the world. But yeah, I'd love to have it up and running. I'd have to do the fiddling and stuff on scene though, because it takes up the whole kitchen without using fiddle yards. Let's move that out of the way before I burn the araldite. I just get the impression that wouldn't be great. I say, really, I should be using a track gauge to do this, but I don't have access to one right now, and if it is slightly wrong, it won't be hard to go back and adjust afterwards. What makes the Hornby Terrier sit too high? Not a clue. I cannot find any difference between it and the Daypole one to cause it to sit that bit higher, honestly. So have fun with that. Don't have to run a full-time terrier, just show us your favourite pieces of stock running backwards and forwards. Can I get all my terriers on here? That's an interesting question. This might actually have enough capacity for all the terriers. I jest, of course. It obviously has enough capacity for all the terriers. It's a huge layout. This one's going well. This, of course, is the first one I've had to actually adjust the rail on because it's bent. So now we have some much better board joins, and we will have a less damaged layout in the future and won't need to do this again. So these have been on the plan since the beginning. It's just been a case of getting them here. I think I ordered these before I had baseboards. That's how long they've been in the planning for. And there's a link for donations. Time for me to hit the hay, so I'll say good night. Good night, Paderborn. Thank you for coming. Great to have you as always. Sleep hard and don't work too well. And we have reached 11 o'clock. I think I need to tone down my aspirations for this live stream, you know. I want to point out I genuinely wanted to get all of these done across the whole layout. And get the point rodding on. But given we are 2/3 of the way through and we've yet to finish this board, or even this end of this board, So the thing that would make sense to do next would be the other side of this board join. What we might do is move down to the far end, get this board done, because there's only 3 bits of track going across the other end of the board, which is these 3 here. Same last few days of work starting tomorrow. Okay. Good night, Red. Great to have you as always. Sleep hard and don't work too well. In fact, do you work for a landlord? Make the houses fit and good and all that jazz. Fit everyone with doorbell cameras. Just 2 more to do and we've got this board end done. So many fumes. If we could have less fumes, that would be ideal. Despite putting the flux over the middle, it seems to want to flow outwards before it flows under the rail. It's really annoying, that. And that rail doesn't want to take it at all. Get all this way for the rail to be like, nope. Very last bit of rail. Let's get some more flux in there, I think. That's a lie. I don't think. So how are we all doing out there in YouTube land? There we are. That is all these rails nice and secure. So I think what we'll do, instead of doing the one that makes sense, being the other side of that, we'll move down and do this end of the board, because then we've got one board done and it's a lot less work to get that done. So I think that makes sense, don't you? Make more sense if I move the tools this way before going through under the cable, really, wouldn't it? But again, it clips off. We have our wonderful triangles on the ends. And you potentially got another face shot there. I honestly don't know. As I say, getting this board done tonight will feel pretty good, even if it's not as much as I actually wanted to do originally. Me and my damn unrealistic expectations. So I rushed to get all these printed because I thought we'd be putting the point logging down tonight. Clearly not. Have I bored you all to sleep? Is that why chat stopped moving? It's all right, I totally understand. How are your 3D printed wagons going? Waiting for me to get more time to play with them. honestly, they got held up by some 3D printed coach kits, which take a good 30 hours of print time per kit. And then I had some printer issues, so that slowed that down even more. So yeah, they're going slowly, but they will get there. No, I got called away briefly. We discussed this. Didn't we discuss this about you getting called away briefly? That's not allowed. Can't be having this called away. Now that I've moved everything down here, where did I put the knife blade? I didn't move it down here is the answer. There we are. So there's only 3 to do here. If we get this done, we could potentially do that end board as well, because there's only 4 on the whole board. Well, there's a couple more I want to put them on, but they're not board joints. I've been watching them with interest. If they come available to obtain, I've got an order for a small group for a van, and I grab a second-hand from Hailsham for LBSC conversion. They will definitely become available. Just need some time on the printer. Need some 3D printing done. Also need someone to do the CAD work. I can arrange both of those things for you, Lee. That is not a problem. I have someone to do commission CADs. Can't help being called away. It's disgraceful behaviour. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour. Yeah, so the wagon kits will definitely come. Which kits are you most interested in from the wagons? Because I could potentially try and get a run done if I know they're going out. And how many for that matter. I say I actually have a fair number of the ballast wagons dotted about, because whenever I have printer problems, my go-to, I know this file's good and and prints properly, is that ballast wagon file, which has 3 of them. So every time the printer's messing around, I get 3 more wagons. Fantastic, that's not a problem. I have worked hard to put together a team of people capable of getting most things done. So yeah, I do have someone who's significantly better at CAD than me, waiting to do commission CAD work. Waits for oh, it can't be me then from the chat. I mean, unless it's something really simple and you're really bored, come down to the shop, bring drawings, and I'll do it there whilst you wait. That would have to be a Friday job. Challenge myself. Design and print in one day. Should point out I've done it before. Go and look at the live stream again. I'd be interested in some ballast wagons, possibly some open A's and open D's. I'm pretty sure I've got all of those in the selection. Where did it go? There it is. I've got 4 types of open A, in fact. If you contact me on one of the many socials, we can arrange stuff. Wagons while you wait, Oak Hill Special Service. So yeah, I've done it before with the shops wagon kits. So not the Oak Hill Works kits, but with the shop's own ones, with the generic range, there are parts that I have done, designed them in the shop during the day, and then printed them same day and had a physical copy of that wagon the same day I started work on it, and it's quite cool. I am not mad that that's a thing I can do. It helps that the shop's wagon kits are generic and not to prototype, because it means I don't have to strive for the same level of accuracy. Is the Southern Wagons book effectively your catalogue? So I do a lot of wagon CAD at the shop. I have the Southern Wagon book at the shop. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. Oh, the not too fussed so long as they look nice mentality. I support that mentality. Well, I'd say that they are generic. They're not meant to match any prototype, so I can get away with that. But they are mostly based on real wagons. There's a couple of them that are complete products of my imagination. But for the most part, they are based on actual wagons. Ping an email or message in the year to discuss. Certainly. Brilliant. Do so, and I will see what I can sort out for you. Although I will point out that I'm at home with the printer for a week. Not this week, but week after, so between Christmas and New Year. Progress looking very smart. Thank you very much. Because that's not where the pin is supposed to go. Don't do that with pins. I'm assuming you can see it. I can't see the screen from here. Yeah. Don't do that with pins. It's not great. Because the Oak Hill wagon kits come off that printer there. Interestingly, in reality, I'm pointing nowhere near the printer. I'm pointing at the workbench hanging on the back of the door. And there we are. That is this end of the board ready for sticking down. Might sound silly, but I hope there's a 009 stream in 2023. So if I pick up the camera, but there's you. There you are. Underneath that pile of kits is a 009 layout. So there is a possibility. We've pinned through this before. Ow, trap pin in the finger. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, at some point, there has to be some HON 30 strings for my newfound love of American stuff. And we've got to bring back the gaming live streams, because they seem to do quite well. Although, what you all seem to love is when I put how to in the title. Because YouTube sent me my year in review the other day. So I know what you guys are watching. And it's the how-tos, be they live streams or videos. If they've got how-to in the title, they perform better. My number one video is still how to white metal soldering. Which was update number 2 on the K class, which was done as a video series. Now the thing is, that video went up January or February 2021, but is my best performing video of 2022. So I clearly need to do more like that. And that's how I get you all to watch. With that in mind, I am totally down for doing more how-to videos if you want more how-to videos. How to perform better at how-toing, but yes. And so if that's what you all want to watch, then I am more than happy to do more of that content. So if you have things you want specifically to learn how to do, my how to service an XO4's up there as well. That's in the top 3. I think that was early this year. No, that might have been last year as well, actually. I was going to do a whole series on servicing different locos. And initially it didn't perform well, so I never really carried on with it. But suddenly that video seems to be performing really well, so I should have stuck with it and I should do more of that. But also should I, because that's my job. Right, I better get some yard work done. The weather's starting to look pretty British. Ugh. Alright, how to press trains in fun and interesting ways. I mean, yeah. I did actually think of naming this as a how-to live stream. How to restore a sorry layout. God, that should have been a series about Oak Hill Mark 1, because that thing was in a sorry state when I got it. And it was in a sorry state when it left as well. But for a brief while in between, it was really nice. But that'd be a really cool series, actually, wouldn't it? How to restore a layout. If anyone's got an old knackered layout they want to donate, But yeah, for all YouTube's evils, it does tell me how I can grow, if that is the aim. Is that the aim of this channel? I don't know that it is, honestly. Like, I love the channel growing. But I'm not doing it for that. Nickel silver trap is corroded. I think it. The nickel silver trap is corroded. I think it had mice in it. So, here's a question for those that are left. Christmas this time next week. Oh no, it doesn't sound much like a question right now, does it? Do the people want a Christmas Day live stream? Now it's a question. And if you do want a Christmas Day live stream, what do you want? So now it's 2 questions. I expect answers. Because there are people that have said they want me to stream on Christmas. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to make any promises that I will. Or at least for reasons I'd like to think are obvious. Much I'd like one, I probably wouldn't get the time to watch it live as kids. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Would watch if you do stream, fully understand you don't want if you want the evening off. Probably a chilled gaming stream would work rather up for it. Obviously, I can't game. Well, get yourself a nice laptop that can game then. I hear you get paid exceedingly well. And then you could, you know, use that good laptop to start doing CAD and write the laptop off as a tax expense. I mean, what? You're not wrong, Linny. Hydration is important. You should all hydrate. I so want a sound effect to go with the automated one of that. Bit rude for soldering iron to try and shut the camera. So this is the biggest and most awkward board done. So that's one thing to be happy about. We've not got as much as I wanted to do done, but I'm not unhappy with the progress. Very little expert who could find me a decent laptop and I stopped getting tattoos. I mean, yeah, if only. Where'd you get the soldier of all sleepers things from, Gary? Could do with it weighing up the cost of artists. So no one wants to hide this. I got these from France, is all I can tell you, unfortunately. So I say that's this board done, but I actually want to put some on all the track ends. So here's a track end. I actually want to put one there as well. Should be easier to do because it was only the board joints I tried to protect. I used the PVA to protect. That'll be the one that flew off earlier. See, we don't lose anything on this live stream. There we go. Darn it. The Aldite has gone dry. And I need to cut them down a bit. Well, smell of salt in the evening. Yes. So they aren't a commercial product then. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I mean, that they are. That's how I got so many, but I couldn't tell you any more than they came from France. Now, for a while, DCC Concepts did something similar, but I can't find it on their website anymore, which makes me think they no longer do. I'll say they did. They might still do. But I don't know what they were called, and I can't find them on their website, so... And in fact, theirs were slightly better. That were quick, Linny. Nope, not those. They were little four sleeper units like this, for designed specifically for going at baseboard joins, and the DCC concept ones had teeth, I suppose, for lack of a better word, on the end. I can't see what way that's pointing on the camera from here. So that teeth on the end, so that the two things interlock and line up the track as well. So they were a really good product. So enjoy trying to find those. That was also quick. Very much like those, but slightly longer. Yeah, very much like those, not quite the same, but yes, they would do. So, watching your progress has made me want to have a go at the shelf micro I have sitting under the counter for World of in Flames, perhaps Christmas micro. Do it, Gary, do it. I approve. I'm going to take one to maybe model tech than I found. But no, the other ones, they had teeth all the way along and they were more sleepers. But those model tech ones look really good. And is probably a route I would take. Just bear in mind that one of these has cost me, again, at pre-Brexit exchange rates, about £1. So you've got to be looking for something quite cheap to beat these. Right, that is this board completely done with them. And that makes me very happy. We are 10 minutes from the end of the live stream. I'm not sure I want to start on the next board with that sort of time left. No matter how nice it would be to have it done. Ah, that would be why you're not clicking together. But there's a before and after shot of board joins for you to show exactly why these products are a good thing. Okay. One side of that looks significantly better than the other, doesn't it? Especially this first one, where this rail is all over the place. Modern tech ones also have holes in for wiring, which means you have solder wires to the side of your rail. That's quite cool. Yeah, spending that extra £2 for the Modern Tech one seems like the best route then. I would. I like the idea of those holes. I don't think the other ones I was thinking of had them. All in days work for Hailsham repairman. Literally today, since I am repairing Hailsham. So unfortunately, I think this bit needs a new bit of rail. Does it need an entire new bit of track? Probably not. But a new bit of rail would be good. That little bit extra solder there, just to help the existing solder to melt. And the sooner we can find a chair that you can sit in, the better. Darn it, that was sitting in several chairs there. But also getting pulled back by the cabinet behind me that I've had to loop the bit of track round. Which is also pulling it at an angle. Late but not something or other, evening or good evening, Javier, how are you? Just pondering about micro after watching you work tonight, after a cup of tea to relax, hard work you've done. Excellent, that's what I like to hear. Better late than never, always better How are you, Javier? I hope you are well. You join us just outside Oak Hill Works today. As we work on the big one. So it turns out it might actually be a whole new bit of track. Which is a pain, but can't be helped. Unfortunately, I'm not doing that tonight because, of course, that is glued down, which is why it would have been nice to not have to replace the whole bit of track. So I've got half of that out of my Solid PC speaker, but we are doing well. I'm glad you're doing well, even if your PC speaker isn't. I knew there were going to be some bits of track that needed outright replacement. I just hope I can get away with doing as little as possible of them. If I can just replace rails, that's going to make life a bit easier. I'm not convinced it is glued, you know. Is this before I started using glue for track? No, it's not. It is glued and pinned. Interesting. That doesn't feel very glued at that end. That's definitely not glued, look. Makes lifting it a bit easier at least. Shows how far I've come as a modeler since building this layout, doesn't it? I'd never dream of using track pins these days. Of course, that's why you're not coming through. Just went and ordered the last Christmas items that have free Awakens inbound PGR. Will be interesting to try out. Excellent. How are my favourite Brits tonight? Oh, I don't know, but I'm doing quite well. How are you? You join us literally just a couple of minutes before the end. It's full of those little pins. It's unfair. I don't like the little pins and they don't like me. But yeah, it's got some glue on it at this end, but the track itself isn't actually glued down. So this is most definitely not how I'd stick track down these days. And this is why you don't buy second-hand track kits. Look at how much it gets abused. I mean, I also wouldn't do droppers the way I do them on this anymore. If you want to see my current recommended ways of laying track, the South Park quarry streams are where you want to go. The droppers put in the track before it's laid, glued down so you don't get any visible pin. So in my layouts these days, you can't see the wires or the fixings. Quite different to this. Not that I think you'll really see it on these once they're painted and ballasted anyway. But still, that's not the point. Now you say that, I make it 25 seconds, yeah? There we go. Track replaced. Absolutely perfect. And that is midnight. That is Hailsham. And there's the rest of it. So we've not done as much as I'd like tonight, but we have got the track ends done. We've got point rodding ready. The layout is on its way to being usable again. I trust your ballast items will appear when you find ballast Hailsham pulled by a terrier. Pulled by my departmental terrier at that. Oh, Gary, this has been less than you feel so. Oh, so you were all doing it too early. You were all doing it at minute 2. Correction again. So next one, next week, week after, or the week after. It's having been good fun as per usual. Huzzah! Excellent. So yes, I have no idea whether I'm going to stream next week or the week after. You know, it's Christmas Day and New Year's Day. Feel free to get in touch and tell me things you'd like to see if I do, because genuinely more likely to make me want to do it. Or bounce and bounce like looking there. There's an idea I need to figure out. Don't need that for pre-grouping ones. Need men with shovels. But yeah, so thank you for coming, everyone. I've had a great time. I hope you have too. I've been Gary. This has been Let's Build, and you've been awesome as always. Good night.